prepare your seats, this is gonna be a doozy. Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. So I've done multiple videos on earthquakes in New Zealand, and I didn't tell the story of my last experience in earthquake, the massive 7.8 earthquake that hit Kaikoura. Now let's get straight into it. So on November 13th at 12:02 AM, the brink of a new day, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck Kaikoura. Now this shook up the most of the upper South Island. We felt it quite hard. I was looking on USGS and we felt it as a 6.5, so we didn't get the full strength. However, it did certainly shake things up, and that was the same magnitude earthquake I was in Christchurch, so it brought back a lot of memories. Now at the time, I was actually asleep at the start of the earthquake. I'd never felt the start of the jolt. However, a few seconds after, it got quite a bit stronger, and my dad noticed it was a major earthquake, and he woke me up. I was like, whoa, holy shit, man, I didn't expect this to happen. And all days it had to fall on was a exam day. It was my science exam day, so I was going to be talking about chemistry and physics and all that anyway. It's like, Jesus Christ, the exam got cancelled. Not for all parts of New Zealand, but sadly I was in that area where it was cancelled, and I was like, Jesus Christ, not achieved for me. However, during this earthquake, I was up all night because there was so many aftershocks. I was doing research, what caused it, research, and it turns out it was multiple fault lines, and I didn't expect that. I was actually expecting it to be the Alpine fault. Anyhow, later into the night, around 3 AM, this is where things started to get scary. An official tsunami evacuation zone was declared for the city I was in. It could have a potential up to a 3-meter wave. Not too big, but quite big for the region. It would definitely impact the coastline. And guys, if I was right here at Annesbrook Drive, me and my dad would just be out of here. I'd be taking my car, he'd be taking his car. We wouldn't care. We would be getting out of here because a tsunami is a very serious deal. And we are lucky that we were in Richmond. However, we were on the borderline. If the tsunami was any bigger, it could reach us. So I was a bit hesitant on if we should leave or if we shouldn't. Now at the time, my dad was asleep, and I went and woke him up and told him, hey, there's a tsunami alert for us. Are we going to move? And he said, no, we'll be fine. Luckily we were. Otherwise, sadly, I wouldn't be here today. The main part is, I am here today. Okay, so a few hours later, the tsunami warning was cancelled for Nelson, and I was like, okay, I can go out now. What do I do? It's 6 AM, I have no exam. The plan was to study for the upcoming exam, which I did not have anymore. So I ended up going up to my nana's and seeing my family because they ended up moving from the coastline because they lived in Annesbrook Drive at the time. Now my brother was so shooken up, it was like, holy shit, this is his first actual major earthquake that he was in, but not very major. Like, there's no damage around the city, etc. However, it was enough to shake him up, and he was worried that something else is going to happen. And I still believe that something else is going to happen off this. Anyhow, I was sitting at my nana's, had a cup of coffee, and then these stupid news feeds were kept playing. It was just the same information all over again, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, I need to go. But at the time, I didn't feel very comfortable staying alone. What I did, I went home for a while, and I thought maybe I'll stay if I feel comfortable. I didn't end up staying for long at all, and I ended up biking back up to my nana's for literally 20 minutes, and I got really sick of it because I have this cousin, and he's a bitch to deal with. I ended up going to the mall, grabbing a coffee, and I was talking to someone about the earthquake, and apparently literally down the road there's some places that's cornered off because their fuel lines were leaking due to the earthquake, which could lead to a major catastrophe in the area where the fuel was spilled. So I decided to be me, and I decided to bike down the road, and Jesus Christ guys, I've had to deal with taping off corners in Christchurch and even other places that I've been to. However, in my own home city, it was just hitting me hard. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a major earthquake. I then decided to call my sister who lived down in Christchurch, because Christchurch ended up being closer to the epicenter yet again. However, apparently they didn't actually feel it as hard as we did, which is quite weird. But since the faults were rupturing to a northerly extension, Christchurch didn't get much severe shaking, which was good for them, but not for Wellington. Jesus Christ. I might post a picture here, or I might not. But man, guys, it was bad up there. And I live in Nelson, and we got the same effect as them. We're lucky because we have more modern buildings, meaning our structures can hold a 6 earthquake. Okay, later that day, my dad decided to come home early because I was really worried that something else was going to happen. Luckily, we didn't have another major earthquake because in some places like Japan, they had a 7.3 and then a 9 hits, and that was very close to each other. Later that night, another aftershock hit. It measured originally a 6.9, nearly another 7. Luckily, I'm not sure if I should say luckily, USGS and GeoNet or GNS Science decided to downgrade it to a 6.3 magnitude earthquake, which to me is a very big downgrade. And since then, actually, I haven't felt any other earthquakes, apart from one the other night, which was a bit average. It was like a magnitude 5. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe for more content. Twitter and Instagram links are in the description, maybe even Snapchat. I am trying to hit a goal of 500 subscribers at the end of the year. I know it's a bit hard when you're a small channel and you're someone like me trying to make content where people don't tend to watch it. However, it's good to stay positive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, remember to subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.